Good morning. I'm on live stream. Good morning. Some pilgrims wanted to go into Ducanalton for photographs from inside, so I decided to take the opportunity to start inside this morning because of the different light effects. We should do that some morning when it's really just crisp coming out over the clouds, coming out over the Golan. The boats are out, I hear them already. Such a glorious morning. Good morning. So here we are. I wonder what this would be like here. I can't get low enough. No, I'm not able to get down there for you. Or maybe I could have done it that way. Let's try again. Because I had it zoomed in. And this way I think I can get a little bit more. Yes, I wanted to do something like this. Yeah. Lovely. So happy Sunday to everybody. First day of a new week. All the gifts of nature and architecture and culture. Why Sunday is so important to take a good break. For us Christians, a day of rest, a day of celebration, a day of family. For time together to leave the hectic and enjoy the gifts. And today there's a lot of rejoicing, and very tough stories, but a lot of rejoicing. I know what it's like to be looking for a lost sheep. I know what it's like to pull a sheep out of briars. And their frustration, they move around more and they got into a thicket of briars, and that's a hard thing to disentangle the briars with all their thorns from the wool of the sheep. And sometimes a lot of their wool would be torn off and left in the briars. Or sometimes, I remember when we were very small children, my dad would have us go and try to collect as much wool as we could from the briars. Of course, the solution was to get rid of briars. But the briars had one sweet thing, was the blackberries. They were very nice. Around, in August, they'd be ready, they'd be ripe. And then you wouldn't want to eat too much of them, because very nice things in the wrong measure can spoil. But in the spiritual life, the plenitude of joy is ecstatic. And there's a foretaste of that. Imagine having a foretaste of heaven on earth. Wouldn't that be nice? A foretaste of heaven on earth. And there's a lot of rejoicing today in the gospel stories, because things that were lost were found, like a lost sheep and a precious coin. Oh, gee whiz, there's a fish just jumping here twice in the second. You see the circles there? Wonder if that fish will do it again for us. Sometimes they do it a second and third time, but further away from the spot because they're moving underwater. And then there's the biggest discovery of a great loss, the loss of a child. And he was dead and he is alive again. My son is alive again. He has come back home. Actually, just yesterday, a mom approached me with a grandmother, and she has all these grandchildren. And she asked for special prayers for a granddaughter, a wonderful granddaughter, but was very, very, very far away from the heart of the family through the influence of friends. So the story of the prodigal son is very appropriate in our times. And that parental love that wants to rejoice, the narrow hearts that want to punish, and the redeeming hearts of love that want to bring back the person from all the travails of misguided behavior. That's the same plant we just saw now with the sun on the other side. So let's go back there just to see that the way light makes a difference. That's the same plant, you can hardly see the color. If we go up there higher with the sun up behind on it, it's just dark. If we go around, it comes into its glory and splendor. And the person that's not seen with the light of love can be a big problem, just one big black lump. And all that beauty has to shine. When the light shines, it flourishes in front of our eyes. It comes to glory. We need special light on every human being to rejoice. To rejoice the recovery of the lost. Maybe we have to do a little path like the Pharisees. Each of us respect to somebody in our family, in our home, at our workplace, and we are more judgmental than redemptive. Look at the way this thing is growing here. And that's what happens little by little. That's our path. And especially if it was wet now, we just couldn't go through, I'd get all wet. And the natural tendencies of our passions, wanting just their peace without taking into account other things like the taste, wanting just to have more and more ice cream, and then other parts of our health system suffering as a result, rushing to the hospital for detox, sugar detox with that little child. And sometimes the adults, we're big children, we indulge in things we shouldn't indulge in. Maybe even to the point of addiction. And we're lost children. Nothing much flowing here at the moment. This is all dried up at the moment, but there is water coming down here, but not every moment, intermittently. When the pumps are taking it out of the ritual baths. But now we're approaching the driest time of the year here, since there's no rain since April, and there won't be rain until probably November. A little sprinkling in September. The joy of recovery. A note yesterday from one of you good people, thankful for somebody's healing, thankful for so many people praying for them. And that path of learning mercy, we shouldn't condemn people who aren't merciful, because they need to learn it. It's a whole path of discovery. And that's what we see in the first reading. And it kind of reverses the roles. It looks like God's the mean one. But it's the human path of discovery of God as mercy. And the transformation of Moses' heart. Because he also has been involved in the birthing of the people. In helping their recovery of identity, in their liberation. And that wasn't easy for him. He's a stutterer. He didn't want to do it. He was risking his life, and yet he did it. And now his bonds with the people have him appeal for mercy. It's so easy. It's much easier for us to appeal for mercy for those we love. The other people are like, who cares? But the people we love, we care. And then that's the great universalization of love. Everyone in the image and likeness. Everyone needing mercy. The immigrant we don't know. The criminal we might easily despise. The addict who has wasted a life and a fortune like the prodigal son. Sorry people, I hit the screen, it turned, I will straighten for you. There we go. how wonderfully the scriptures lead us, and that whole path of the formation of a people ready for the revelation of divine mercy. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Let's grow in the revelation of divine mercy. Let it be ours. See you later, alligators.